Today, we're going to talk about what is an emblematic, monumental, symbolic step by La Liga to combat racism. I've been talking about this for a very long time on this channel and off the channel as well about how racism in Spain is so blatant and out there for everybody to see, yet not a lot has been done about it. But today, we have to take a moment to celebrate because a small step has been taken in the right direction, and it is all because of the one and only. I like to call him the Martin Luther King of football today because he is winning on the pitch and is winning off the pitch as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the Brazilian, the one and only Ballon d'Or contender number one, in my opinion, Vinicius Jr. It's the small wins. Sometimes you got to celebrate them as much as the big wins. And today, we took a big win. Bruno Fernandes! It's Fred! It's Martial! Just waiting on the back post. Surely he'll be found. And scores first. Premier League goal at Old Trafford. So the news that we bring forth today is because 3 fans in Spain have been sentenced to 8 months in prison and have been banned from stadiums for 2 years over the racist abuse that they have showed towards Vinicius Jr. at Mestalla last year in 2023. First of all, I give an air horn to that because this is the first time in history we realize, at least for me, I realize that, guess what? There's a conviction that has been made for racist abuse for a football game in Spain. This is something that a lot of people have faced before. Eto has faced this. Dani Alves has faced this racism. Ronaldinho has faced this racism. And now we have a big step towards what I call a major step in the right direction. So this incident, by the way, took place at the Mestalla. If you don't know what Mestalla is, it is the stadium of Valencia. And it took place during Real Madrid's 1-0 La Liga defeat to Valencia. And the Brazilian star identified the individual in the crowd who had been racially abusing him, causing the game to be suspended. And Vinicius later on hit out at Spanish authorities' handling of the issue, saying racism is normal in La Liga, while the league called for greater powers to deal with the problem. It has always been like, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to deal with that. They'll pass it on to the local Spanish courts, and then the names and the whole case just get lost in the vortex. And now, finally, 3 fans were found guilty of a crime against moral integrity, aggravated by racially motivated discrimination under Article 173.1 of Spain's Criminal Code. First of all, Spain has a criminal code. So these guys were sentenced to an initial 12 months in prison and reduced by 1/3 to 8 months under a principle which sees reduced punishments for defendants who accept criminal responsibility. So these guys pleaded guilty. They also received 3-year stadium ban, which was reduced to 2 years for the same reason, and will have to pay costs. Now, I don't know how often you go to a stadium, but I feel like a 2-year stadium ban, that's a little light, you know. If they were going to do 12 months and then they say whatever, because the criminals have accepted their responsibility in the charge, I feel like this should be left at 12 months. If there's a first time offense, right? Maybe, okay, if you reduce 1/3 of it to 8 months, then the additional ban should not be reduced. 3-year stadium ban is not bad. Now, when you just reduce it to 2 years, come on. That's not right. Valencia won't be challenging for 2 years. Will they be challenging Real Madrid? Nah. So that's a little slap on the wrist that I feel like they were a little bit too lenient by it. But anyway, we take the small wins, as I said. As much as the big wins sometimes happen, this time is a very small win that hopefully will lead to a bigger win in terms of it'll become a deterrent to many other Spanish people and people in Spain in general that participate in such atrocious activity. So La Liga praised the guilty verdict, saying it was the first of its kind in Spain. Right? This is La Liga clapping hands to the judicial system of Spain and saying finally something has happened. And this is what they said. Javier Tebas, the president of La Liga, he said, this ruling is great news regarding the fight against racism in Spain. It redresses the wrongs suffered by Vinicius Jr. and sends a clear message to those people who go to football stadiums to hurl abuse. La Liga will identify them, report them, and there will be criminal consequences for them. I understand that there may be some frustration at the length of time it takes for these sentences to be handed down, but this shows that Spain is a country that guarantees judicial integrity. La Liga can only respect the pace of justice and once again demand that Spanish legislation evolves so that La Liga has sanctioning powers that can speed up the fight against racism. Now, this is actually, I'm glad that he touched on this because I was wondering what is La Liga, the football commission itself, doing to this? And it seems like the whole procedure has been sort of a little bit too much red tape, a little bit too long because of that. That is why this racism was never really addressed hands on like this. So, out of all the people that have been racially abused and racially targeted, Vinicius Jr. is the player who has finally been behind three culprits being given the fair punishment, you know? And I say this because this has been a long time coming. It's been something that has been for me bothering me a lot, and I was always wondering like why do these players put themselves through this? If you have Vinicius Jr., surely at some point you got to be like, nah, I'm tired of all this nonsense, let me go play somewhere else like Premier League where there is relatively better. I use that with some reservation, obviously, but the racism, at least in the Premier League, is not let go like in La Liga. It still exists, but is not as permanent as it is in La Liga. Anyway, the three accused have accepted their criminal responsibility and have made a public letter of apology addressed to Vinicius, Real Madrid, and other people who felt denigrated and offended by their behavior. These are the words from the statement that was put up today by Real Madrid saying, you know what? We're going to continue to work hard to eliminate racism. And this is the first conviction of acts of this nature handed down by criminal courts and tribunals. And Real Madrid, which participated in this prosecution together with Vinicius Jr., will continue working to protect the values of our club and eradicate any racist behavior in the world of sport and football. First of all, bravo, bravo, bravo. This is a small win, but a win is a win. And we have to be so happy and say it's a step in the right direction. Like, and we hope that these matters are processed with a little bit more urgency because sometimes it's been going on for a while and sometimes it's because of how lengthy these criminal cases take. And yeah, 2 years stadium ban? Nah, that's too light for me. I wish they still kept the eighth month in prison thing. They need to those racists need to be there for 8 months and think about their lives, think about their actions, and hopefully can go on and tell other people that yo, if you don't want to be in there, if you don't want to be locked up, do not racially abuse other people. And it does not matter if they're a star or not. It's just a matter of human respect for yourself and the people around you. Anyway, we'll take the win for now. And I hope this is one sign to many other potential abusers that you do not need to do this at all. This is something that should be of the past. Anyway, We're moving on. It's a new frontier. It's a new era that we're living in. My name is botswanapapi. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. What a win. What a win. Football power hour.